Hi everyone, I'm Ed Orcutt, your state representative from the 18th District. As you know, I represent portions of Cowlitz and Clark counties, including Camas, Washougal, Salmon Creek, Battleground, Ridgefield, and La Center, up through Woodland, Kalama, and Toutle to the county line. I'm reporting to you from the 2010 legislative session here in Olympia. The 2010 legislative session has just begun. Bills are being introduced in both the House and Senate, and for the next 60 days, the legislature will be debating legislation that can and will have an impact on citizens just like you. I want to encourage your participation in the legislative process. It's not we the people without you. I need to hear your voice and know what you're thinking in order to represent you here in Olympia. So please feel free to contact me throughout the legislative session on issues that concern you. Your input is always welcome, and it's critical for me to represent you. Because the majority party in Olympia failed to reform any part of government services or redefine government's role in our lives last session when we faced a $9 billion budget shortfall, we're once again faced with a budget deficit, something I was concerned about last year. This year, we're expecting a $2.6 billion shortfall, and unless we stop using budget gimmicks and budget band-aids, we're going to continue to see this cycle of budget deficits continue. Simply put, overspending has to end. However, we are continuing to hear more and more clamoring from some in Olympia that tax increases are the only answer. They call it new revenue, but don't be fooled. New revenue is Olympia speak for new or higher taxes. Already we're hearing that a tax on gum, candy, and muffins, as well as a possible increase in the cigarette tax, will be combined with a possible income tax to generate the new revenue that would continue the ways of our bloated, top-heavy state government. But what gets me the absolute most, and what I want to ask you is, are you operating the way you did 2, 3, 4 years ago? Are you able to spend the money the same way that you did then? Or has your family budget been reduced or altered in the last few years? Mine has, and I'm willing to bet that your family budget is a lot like mine. Things have changed, and you plan to limit spending to what you have available. You don't base your family budget on what you want. You base it on what you need and need the most. Well, state government is trying to base its spending on what it wants. Especially in these tough economic times, that's wrong. State government needs to live within its means just like you and I do. We need to bring spending in line with revenue and not the other way around. And I understand, you are living on less. You don't have more to pay in taxes. For most of you, my stance on tax increases should come as no surprise. I continue to believe very strongly that taxes are not the answer to what ails our state budget. I believe the solution is jobs, jobs, jobs. Getting people back to work is the ultimate solution. If people are working, the money needed for state services will take care of itself. Every piece of legislation introduced this session should be weighed on one standard. Does this help create jobs, or does this hurt job creation? If we raise taxes on employers, which some in Olympia are suggesting, we further harm those who will help lead us out of this recession. We need to protect employers, preserve existing jobs, restore our economy, and get people like you working again. We must maintain existing tax incentives and credits designed to promote investment and stimulate job growth in our state. Some want to take these incentives away, calling them loopholes. They act like your money belongs to the state. Well, they aren't loopholes, and the money belongs to you, not the state. This premise has guided me for 8 sessions, and it will guide me through this session as well. State government should act as a partner, not as an adversary to those who create jobs. As always, I look forward to continuing these video updates throughout the session, and I want to encourage you to call me with your questions and suggestions about the budget or other legislative matters. You can use my direct line at 360-786-7812. Again, that's 360-786-7812. You can use the toll-free hotline or send a message by email. And don't forget to check my webpage for news. I'm Ed Orcutt, your state representative in the 18th District, and I want to thank you for joining me again this week.